टू स्टेज ग्रोथ मॉडल पार्ट 2। हमने टू स्टेज ग्रोथ मॉडल की डिस्कशन की, जिसमें हमने ये देखा कि ऐसा कॉमन स्टॉक जिसका डिविडेंड स्टेजेस में ग्रो करे, दैट इज इन टू स्टेजेस, and if this assumption is applied that the retention ratio changes once, then there will be two stages of growth. So we call them as the stage 1, which is growth rate 1G1, and the stage 2 where the growth rate is G2. So that is how we distinguish the two growth rates. We discussed that at the first level we'll have to individually calculate the future dividends and then individually discount them by applying the present value formula. In case of the second stage, we have to apply the constant growth formula at the end of first stage. And whatever answer we get, that has to be further discounted for the number of years of stage 1 in order to get its value at point 0. And finally, the two values are combined to get the total intrinsic value. Let's try to understand this with the help of an example. Here we have got D0, that is the last year's dividend, equal to 5 rupees. The first growth rate, which is for the first stage, is 7% from year 1 to 5, and the second growth rate, which is from the year 6, that is after the 5th year, and it goes till infinity, is 6%. The required rate is 10% and the intrinsic value is to be calculated. So the first step here is to calculate the future dividends of stage 1. यानी first year से 5th year के individual dividends हमें calculate करना होंगे by applying the future value formula. The last year dividend was rupees 5. And if we multiply it with the future value interest factor, that is 1 plus 7%, यहाँ पर 7% growth rate of the first stage है. So 1 plus 7% into 5 gives us 5.35 rupees. This is the expected dividend of year 1. Similarly, in case of year 2, we'll multiply 5.35 again with the same growth factor 1 plus 7%. And we get the value of the second year's expected dividend, which is 5.73. It is important to remember that all the calculations in finance we have to do to the nearest rupee or dollar, that is in terms of paisas or cents or pennies. यानी हर calculation हम 2 decimal places तक करते हैं. So we have to round off the amount to the second decimal place in all these cases. So we'll calculate the D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5 individually. After calculating these dividends, then we have to calculate their present values. यहाँ पर भी हम individual present value का formula लगाएंगे और हर dividend को individually discount करेंगे. But remember, here the discounting rate will not be the growth rate. यहाँ पर हम वो discounting rate use करेंगे जो हमारा required rate of return है. और इस केस में हमारा required rate of return 10% है. So when we'll discount the first year's dividend 5.35 at 10%, we get a value of 4.86. And when we discount the second year's dividend, we get the value 4.74. And likewise, we'll calculate all the values of 5 years dividends. All these present values of 5 years dividends are then added together. These are summed up in order to get the intrinsic value of the first stage of stock valuation. The second stage starts after the first stage. And as we discussed earlier, we apply the constant growth rate formula, but because the formula is now being applied at the end of 5th year, so the next year's dividend here will be the dividend of year 6. So you can see that the value of part 2 is D 5 plus 1 over R minus G2, where G2 is the second stage's growth rate. So D6 divided by R minus G2. So D6 will be calculated by taking the future value of D5, and that will be 7.02 into 1 plus 6%, that is 7.44. तो 7.44 6th ईयर का एक्सपेक्टेड डिविडेंड है, जिसे हम 4% से डिवाइड करेंगे, जो कि 10 माइनस 6% का आंसर है. एंड एज अ रिजल्ट वी गेट अ वैल्यू ऑफ 186 rupees. This 186 rupees are further to be discounted, क्योंकि ये वैल्यू हमें 5वें साल के आखिर पे मिल रही है. तो इसकी भी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू हम निकालेंगे, and we get the final value of stage 2 equal to 115.49, और ये वैल्यू हमें पहले साल के शुरू पे मिल रही है. And the last thing we have to do is to add the two values of stage 1 and stage 2, and ultimately we get the answer 138.51, which is the intrinsic value of this common stock, which has grown in 2 stages. The last step of analysis and decision is the same, that this value which we have calculated is the intrinsic value, and it needs to be compared with the market price. If market price is equal to 138.51, we'll purchase the stock. If the market price is less than 138.51, we'll still purchase the stock, because it is a very good deal which will give us more than our required rate of return. The only case where we'll not purchase the stock is if the price is greater than 138.51. So again, to remind you that the process of decision making in investment using the intrinsic values is to compare the intrinsic value with the market price, and if the market price is equal to the intrinsic value, or the market price is less than the intrinsic value, we go for the purchase of stock. And in the third case, we actually do not recommend purchasing the stock.